Hello everyone, my name is Paul Third. I am a studio owner from Scotland and I am on my journey of trying to make this whole audio thing work as a full-time, sustainable career. Now, just to give you a bit of an idea about the studio, right? I've got this control room, I've got an Atmos room, a big massive hallway, and then I've also got a fully treated live room as well. So when it came to recording vocals, I always had singers in the live room, and I've got it all connected via the Audient ecosystem. It's all over ADAT. I've got like a 10 meter fucking ADAT cables running backwards and forwards. I've got headphone amps in there and all the routing, and I've got talkback via the Apogee hype mic as well. It was all working fine. But the reason why I decided to allow GIK to send me what is behind me, which is the brand new PIB modular. So these are the Mark II PIBs. Now, what you can see behind me is two panels, right? So it doesn't come like that all together. It's actually like a full set. So the way that you could buy them is that you can get them just almost like a gobo. So just kind of like that. Or you can get two of them and then you get a ceiling little thing that goes on the top of them, and then you can make it into a fully functioning booth like what I've got in the back. Now, what's great about the modular booths and the way that I've got it set is that in the back of my room, it also acts as acoustic treatment as well. So as you can see, there's like diffusion panels on the back of it. And in terms of acoustically speaking, like when you're in that little booth, it is unbelievably dry. Like it's so dry. Like this room is well treated. Like honestly, like I don't have any deverb or anything on my voice. I've just got my voice through this mic running through a 500 series Fairchild, bit of EQ, a limiter, and that's kind of really it. That's it. So it's very, very, very dead. And for the longest time, I was actually recording in this control room because I was getting a little bit annoyed with recording in the live room. Because even though it was great, as you know, they had their own space to work with, and you know, obviously I've got them coming back through here, and they could also hear themselves back via the Q sends and stuff like that, with all the headphone amps and the routing that I had set up. It was working great, the talkback was working fine, but from a workflow perspective, in terms of the back and forth of getting them in, because obviously, right, it's fine hearing it on the cans, but it's always a thing when you do so many takes and then you bring them in. It's like, right, okay, that's fine. Come in. Let's have a listen to what we've got just now. And you beside me, we can go through it. Right, do you want that brought up? Okay, what do you think about that take? Do you think that's fine? Should we take that out? Should we maybe do that again? You know, and have those face-to-face conversations. And also, I think the artists get a little bit annoyed as well. Because it's not that far, but again, you're having to go out of one room, again, cross the hallway, into here, back again. Right, okay, is that fine? Right, okay, back again. And it was the backwards and forwards that I just felt was a little bit unnecessary. So I changed it up, and what you'll notice is in the corner I've got where all those headphones are, there's actually two GIK panels that I got. Now what I was doing was I was using that almost like a vocal booth. So I was having people recording in that corner because this room is, you know, unbelievably well treated. I've done the best that I can. Honestly, the amount of GIK stuff I've bought second hand, it's crazy. Like even looking just now, so I've got on the first reflection points, I've got two GIK standing gobos. I've got two GIK bass soffits that are both range limited. I've got in that corner there, I've got another bass trap. It's an Impression series. Those were second hand as well. When it came to recording people in that corner, the only thing that I found when I was getting feedback from singers was that they felt like they were in a corner. And people were like, yeah, it sounds fine, but it just feels a bit odd. Because obviously I didn't have that cabinet of headphones in there. But they were just like, yeah, it just feels a bit odd. Because I feel like you're just go in the corner. Just go in the corner, you naughty boy, naughty girl, naughty at the end of the day. That's it, right? You're being naughty, go in the corner. And as good as it was, because they could just turn around and we could have feedback in real time, they said to me that it lacked the intimacy of the live room because they had their own space in their own room. And as soon as I got that in, the PIB in, all of a sudden, the psychological part of the performance, I noticed, became a lot better. All the feedback from the artists that I've had so far has been great. They're like, it's great to have your own space. It feels really super, you know, even more dead and more intimate. And it's just great to have your own space, but also be in the same room. So like when, you know, they do a take, they can genuinely just, you know, pop the ear back a little bit. I know they could hear me because again, it's only me to there. And overall, what I was noticing was that I was getting better performances, especially if they brought people with them. That's where a live room could be really good. If they bring an entourage, or it's a band or whatever, and they have to, record in the same room, and you don't have a vocal booth, sometimes they could feel a little bit exposed, and you could feel like people are watching you, and there's those kind of psychological things that can always play with you. Where having, a separate room or having a vocal booth is great, because it means that I can have them in the control room, but, I could have people sitting on this couch here, and there's still that disconnect for them, where it's like I could still have people in the room, but it's really easy just to go, right, okay, what did you think about that? Yeah, no, I want to do it again, Paul. Right, okay, cool. And even still, if they want to, hear it, they can generally just pop their headphone on and just honestly, walk 5 steps. And then, they're in the sweet spot with me, and then, we could listen to it back in the booth. And it just makes things a lot quicker. So from, an efficiency point of view, the sessions are going a lot quicker. From an acoustical point of view, it's working a lot better. Honestly, my room is a nightmare. It's a nightmare to get it measuring as good as it does. But I've got there. But what that honestly did was it just helped acoustically a big part of the room. Because obviously, if you think about reflection-wise, you've got the speakers straight off the back wall, bouncing back and back to me. Where I think what that does is the diffusion element of it just scatters a lot of the reflections away, and it's also doing absorption as well. Now, many people may ask, Paul, why would I go for that over the setup that I've got just now, which is a tiny little cupboard with lots of foam inside it? Right, the reason that you want to go for that over foam is because that is broadband absorption. What you will find when you use a vocal booth that's covered head to toe in foam, honestly, you'd be lucky if it's absorbing down to 1 kilohertz. Some of them might only absorb down to 2-3 kilohertz. But even if it does absorb down to 800, 700 hertz, what that means is that see all those low mid reflections that aren't being absorbed, they're being allowed to build up in that room, and that muddiness gets in your recording. A good example of this will be if you've ever tried the acustica eyeball, or you've ever tried those reflection filters that are just covered in foam. It's honestly, you will get the most muddy ass recordings you've ever heard. And whilst, you've not got as much, reverb, in that kind of setup with the foam, the low end reflections is what makes the recordings really muddy, and you'll end up having to EQ a lot and having to take out a lot of that mud. Where with the PIB being broadband absorption, it evenly absorbs all of the reflections, which results in a very even recording without any mud. So it's super, super, super dead, but it's also super clear as well. I almost felt like I was getting a little bit of that in the recordings where I had with people just recording in the corner. And as a little test, I do have an example for you, because I was very fortunate to work with an artist called Levi Kelly. Very, very talented singer. A very good songwriter as well. Now, originally, Levi was recording in the corner, because at the time I had the drum kit on one side of the room and it felt very crushed, and she was like, no, I'd just much rather record here. So I had her recording through the same chain, which was a Austrian Audio OC818, which worked best on her voice, and it was going through the Audient ID48, and it was also running through my 500 series Granchild, which is a 500 series Fairchild clone from Heritage Audio. Exact same compression settings, so I had the time constant at 5, which is the slowest setting, which is what I like to use for tracking on the way in, because you can get the compression, but you don't really hear it as much. So originally when Levi first came in, we did the whole song, got all the vocals done, and then I think after the first couple of mixes, there was a decision made that Levi would like to do them all again, because she felt that she could get a bit of a better performance for her. She just felt that it was almost like that mix was like a rough, maybe felt like she could do a little bit better. So she came back in, but when she came back in, obviously the vocal booth was in there, and Levi said to me that when she was in the booth, she did feel that there was something about it that just made it feel a little bit more emotive and maybe a little bit more closed in and a little bit more personal. And for me in the recording, I think, now again, this is going to be testament for me to how good I did treat this room, because I do think the original recording is still really, really good, and I was happy to work on it and send out. But hopefully what you can hear with the recording done with the GIK PIB version 2 booth is that there is a little bit more of an intimate performance, but also the sound for me, there's certain parts where she sings where it's, for me, it's clearer and it's sustained. I kind of feel like there were certain elements that you could kind of hear a bit of a low mid sustain in some of the sustained parts where she was singing. And I just think overall it's a little bit clearer. And again, there is a bit of a tonal difference as well, even though it's running through the exact same chain. I tried, again, the exact same compression settings, everything was the same. I'm pretty sure I kept the gain and the gain reduction pretty much similar. So there might be maybe a slight difference with gain reduction, again, different day. But hopefully I think what you'll hear is that the recording itself is a little bit more clearer. So that's how I will leave this video, was with the audio examples. So please let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you've tried the PIB stuff. I know I have spoken to many people in the past who've tried them, and again, rave results. There's actually a really good video with the V1 where it's a vocal recording made by GIK of somebody recording in an unacoustically treated space, and you'd be amazed at how much deader the sound is. Like, honestly, I could easily put that in my hall and it'd do a great job for a room that isn't treated that well. Enough waffle. God, I could really talk for Scotland. So here you have it, right? Here's two examples. One without the GIK booth, with the GIK, just the bass traps singing in the corner, and then in the same room, but with the GIK PIB version 2. There'll be a link in the description if you would like to purchase it. And yeah, there you have it. My name's Paul Third. Sorry for the waffle. But that's what you come that's what you come here for at the end of the day. And I'll see you whenever I see you.
There is a circle in the wood. It's home to beast and fairy alike. There is a circle in the woods. It's home to beast and fairy.